Hello Vavers, you're watching YouTube channel Daily USA News Alert. Breaking. AOC insists she does live in the Bronx but some suspect she's lying. Newly elected Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez is facing yet another scandal, this time over where she lives. The New York Post reported that Ocasio-Cortez on Sunday night confirmed the Post's reporting that she's relocated to a new Bronx apartment in her neighborhood. A day after residents at the Democratic Congresswoman's listed address told the Post they'd never seen her around, her spokesman on Sunday said she moved recently to a larger apartment a block and a half away with her boyfriend. In a tweet, the left-wing darling also said she remained a Bronx resident. "I still live in my hood and literally Instagrammed from my apartment tonight," Ocasio-Cortez, 29, wrote in response to the Post's reporting. On Saturday, Ocasio-Cortez ducked questions about her living situation after an appearance. Her spokesman, Corbin Trent, claimed she relocated to a two-bedroom apartment with her beau earlier this month. Trent claimed that Ocasio-Cortez was at her new home Sunday afternoon, although he wouldn't identify the address. Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez has insisted that she does live in the Bronx, despite claims that her neighbors have never met her. Through a spokesman, the New York Democrat strongly denied a Saturday report in the New York Post, which claimed there was scant evidence that she lives in the Bronx condo where she is registered to vote. She lives there, the freshman Congresswoman spokesman Corbin Trent told DailyMail.com, referring to a condo in the Parkchester neighborhood that was owned by Ocasio-Cortez's late father. That's home, period, for her. That's where she gets her energy, her drive. She not only lives there, that's where her heart's at, period, Trent said of the condo. He said that he had worked for Ocasio-Cortez for 2 years, and personally knew that Ocasio-Cortez lived in the condo during that time. In July, DailyMail.com reported that Ocasio-Cortez had actually spent much of her youth living in upscale Westchester County, in seeming contrast with a hard-luck campaign biography touting her Bronx roots. After living in the Parkchester condo until she was around age 5, her family moved to the suburban home for better schools, selling it when her father tragically died of cancer in 2008, but retaining ownership of the Bronx condo. The latest controversy deals with a more recent question: where does Ocasio-Cortez live now? Since 2016, Ocasio-Cortez has listed the Parkchester condo as her residence on voter registration forms. Yet the Post claims that neighbors down the hall say they have never seen her in the building. "I would have remembered," one resident of 40 years told the Post, saying he'd never seen Ocasio-Cortez or her boyfriend, Riley Roberts, who also lists his residence in the unit. Employees at a nearby grocery store and pizzeria told the newspaper that they had never heard of the now famous Congresswoman patronizing the businesses, though a server at a nearby taqueria had spotted Ocasio-Cortez once, when she came in for the purpose of being filmed by a news crew. Trent dismisses those claims, saying that while it's always possible someone might not recognize Ocasio-Cortez, she is well known in both the building and the neighborhood. "I've watched her interact with people coming in about out of the building," he told DailyMail.com. "She's a frequent fixture in the neighborhood." The mailman who has delivered to the building for a decade also told the Post that mail for her and Roberts piles up in their box for months at a time. The mailman said that no other mail was addressed to the condo, only Ocasio-Cortez and her boyfriend. Trent explained this as a fact of life for a busy candidate and then freshman Congresswoman in transition, saying that Ocasio-Cortez had been gone for weeks at a time, in particular during congressional orientation. Meanwhile, Ocasio-Cortez has also drawn criticism because she has yet to open a district office, something the other 3 freshman representatives from New York have managed to do. Ocasio-Cortez claimed that she wasn't able to take over her predecessor's district office because the landlord wanted to nearly double the rent, to $15,000 a month. "That spike would have meant less caseworkers for our community," she wrote on Twitter. "Instead, we're making a new space with a family business." Instead, she has rented an office space in Jackson Heights, Queens, which is currently under remodeling. Although the Post estimates the cost of that space at nearly $17,000 a month, Trent says the cost will be much lower, and less than the $15,000 her predecessor's space would have cost. Trent said that the new office will open around March 4. He said that until that time, constituents have a variety of ways to get in touch with the representative, through phone, by email, and on her U.S. House website.